Have you ever sent a funny, quirky message, but everyone on the chat thought that you are just unfunny, pathetic idiot? Well, on average that happens to me twice a week, and there are two possible explanations for that. The first one being that I'm braided and unfunny idiot, while the second one is that there are some problems in communication. And because of that, there are wrong informations put in people's heads. At this point, I wanted to tell something about my job, experiences and hobbies that are related to putting proper message in people's heads. But this is bullshit for two reasons. Well, the first reason is that actually we are all communicating in some ways. There is not a single job that does not require communication. And the second thing is that I have really no idea how to put proper messages in people's heads. Well, manipulation seems like a reasonable option to do. You know what button to press and you know the reaction of the person. So, for example, if you are nice to your friend, he's going to let you play some games on his phone or whatever. If you ask the teacher certain questions, he will think that you are smart. If you are running away from the kitchen quietly, your parents will not scream at you for not eating the dinner. When you know the hours when the boss enters your room, you know when to work hard. The problem is that this is really exhausting. Like, living in a world when you have manipulate everything is the world where you treat people like animals. Because, yeah, I click this and this happens. This is shit, and I do not encourage anyone to live like that. Why do we have to play the roles instead of just sending the communicate? So your girlfriend is going to make scenes instead of telling you that she wants to talk about something serious. Why? Because she knows that this is a checked way to create some reactions. And in like 60 to 70% of cases I have observed, people's communication skills are shit. Karol, you ask, why the hell should I care? Because it is frustrating to be misunderstood the whole time. So if we make our messages a little bit more clear, it's going to get better. Proper communication skills are probably the way out from everywhere. You can avoid being robbed, you can be a good politician, you can get out of awkward family situation, or pretty much whatever. So because of wrong communication, we are finding ourselves in a weird situations. Hey bro, sorry, do you have like can opener or something? I really cannot open it, so I will have to do that with knife. Sorry, I'm afraid we don't have such a thing. Fine, whatever. But you know, my brother-in-law, I think he might have it. No, like, he likes us. I can phone him anytime and he will be happy to help. I'll just give him a call. No, don't phone anyone. Okay. Stop! He doesn't have a can opener, but we can get into the car and we can go and buy one. We're not going anywhere. I'm just not going to eat them. No, come on, it's not a problem. Stop. Well, why do you bother me then? Why are you doing this? So people are not trying to be dicks to each other, but still, their lack of communication makes everyone angry. So my theory is that we have person A and we have person B, and there is no way in this human world that information can be transformed one-to-one from A to B. There is no such a way. So we have the information X among that, and it's like x1 on the A point, it's always going to be x1 plus something, x1 minus something, x1 times something. It's never going to be x1, because there is always some noise that we cannot go through. That's why we have some very weird situations in life. So let's say you're just sitting by the computer and being a piece of shit like you always are, and there comes in your roommate, and he doesn't say hello. Kind of normal, kind of weird. What is his humor? We don't know. Maybe he said hello, but nobody heard that. And then he comes into your room and says some comment, and that comment can be just awkward as usual, or can be very mean. And did he mean to be mean or not? So there is this confusion. What does he want? Is he offending me, or is he just being awkward? We don't know. Everyone is awkward. No one is sending good communications. Can we just sit and talk? No. Why no? We don't know. Nobody knows. There is no communication. No one understands no one. So usually we can go through the life being understood more or less, and this is just okay. Probably the best way is just not to think about it. Then we can cope with this life somehow. So in some cases you want to be really close to the situation where the information X is transferred from A to B almost one-to-one. Almost, because probably it's never going to be one-to-one. But usually it is not so much needed. If you're a politician, you don't want clear communication. If you don't know something, you don't want clear communication. If there are two young people in love, all of its magic is that they don't understand each other very well. And because of that, it's like more beautiful. All of the interesting parts are actually in misunderstandings. Yeah, and because of that, it is also important to say that there is a difference between sending emotions and sending in like real information, objective information. So you want some objective communication and subjective communication. Sometimes you want to tell your friend that he has a job to do, but sometimes you want to just send him information that you are angry. And being nice to him can be a way better of transferring that information than just telling him, you know what, I'm angry. Yeah, so obviously the main problem is that there are different people understanding different ways of communication. With some people we are communicating very good, with some people we are communicating very badly. You know, sometimes when you meet someone that have like similar vibes to you, you're going to communicate better and understand each other better. But sometimes there are some people, certainly when there is like big age difference, where you do not understand each other completely. Like you say words, they do things, you do things, and you have still no idea what happened. So the conclusion from it is that people are using like music, poetry, painting and so on. So it's not that the artists want to make your cultural lessons difficult. The media that the artists use is usually just the best platform for communication that they have found. And yeah, sometimes you understand that and sometimes you don't understand that. People are different. Sometimes you are good at communication and understand many different types of people, and sometimes you suck at communication and you don't understand even yourself. And because of the communication that we are used to, we begin to think with anchors. So we are anchoring at some points and it's kind of binding us. So if you're growing up in certain community, you're going to communicate with that community better. So the digression is that probably two foreigners can never understand each other as good as two locals can understand each other. Because all of us have grown in certain environment. And because of that we understand our situations better. Like you know, from the friends from your school probably read the same books. So you are familiar with ideologies contained in them, you are familiar with language contained in them, and you are familiar with history contained in them. And usually foreigners are not going to have it at all, so the communication is way harder. And probably if you make the communication very, very, very good and spend like 5 years knowing each other, there is still a high chance that it's still not going to be as good as communication with someone from your country. Yes, of course, like after a few lessons of language, everyone can understand and communicate. Please give me sandwiches. I want to go and drink alcohol. I like you, I don't like you. I'm going to sleep. I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling very well. But those are very simple communicates. So in certain situations you want to tell your friend about a weird feeling about something that you have. That connects you to something, that resembles you something. Sometimes you just can't communicate that. Because you don't have similar experiences. You're not going to receive in the same way the same information. I guess that makes the value of friendship very high. So how to communicate properly? I have no idea. I wish I knew how to communicate with everyone. Probably a better way for communication is listening to the other person. And listening to like listen to someone. I think the most often thing that makes people angry is supposing that the other person has a bad will. It is telling yourself in your head that the other person's intentions are bad, that they want to do something bad. But yeah, sure, they say one thing, but they surely mean something else. And the other side thinks the same. Yeah, surely you're telling something kind of good, but your intentions are probably bad. So giving yourself a chance to think about the other person as if they had good intention might be a good start for good communication. It is not stating the other person is devil himself. It's hard, you know. So maybe we all should make our communicates a little bit better, not because we are stupid and the other one are the smart ones, but because we are all stupid. And if we thought about what we want to say like 2 seconds more, our communication could greatly increase. From the other hand, if we would like to think about everything we want to say for like 2 seconds, we all would look like retards. Hello! Hi, how can I help you? I would like to buy bread. So there is this very thin, invisible border between being a retard and sending a prepared message. And you never know where the border is. And you know, all of that communication stuff is pretty obvious when you're talking a foreigner. Because, yeah, if foreigner does something bad or stupid, usually people are saying, yeah, but in their culture that means something else. For example, in China, kissing each other in a cheek as a way to say hello would be a big no-no. And if a European does that in China, probably the receiver is going to be very shocked. But at the end of the day, no one is going to be angry at that because they know that this is just some cultural misunderstandings. And from the other hand, in Poland itself, it is very popular to kiss each other in the cheek among the older people and young people in Warsaw. But actually in many other cities it's way more rare, I would say. So there are certainly some people that don't kiss each other in cheeks as a form of welcoming very often, and there are some people that they do, and they are from the same culture, and probably their childhood looked very similar, but still they can shock each other when it comes to very simple communication as saying hello. But yeah, living only on abstracts can be a little bit problematic, so I don't know, let's review some comments to rate your communication skills. Okay guys, so let's be honest, your comments suck. Why do they suck? Why are they bad? Why the information that you're trying to send is not exactly as good as it should be? My account might be not the best source for looking for comments, but I got you covered. We're going to look for gamer comments. And we know the best gamer is PewDiePie. And this is very important part. You have to sort your comments from the newest one, not from the best one, because then you will get the best one. And you don't want to get the best one, you want to get the freshest one. Estruskie, which means, are you Russian? Or is it Russian? Or something. I have no idea, I don't know Russian. So obviously the value of the comment is 0. But this is also interesting fact, because why the hell Russian people came to like Latin alphabet users and use Cyrillic alphabet? Like, if someone says something in another language, like in Spanish or German, you can more or less get what do they want because some of the words are similar. But when it comes to Cyrillic alphabet, most of the people are not going to read shit, but they are still commenting, hardly believing that this is what they should do. Amazing belief. Okay, let's give it 1 out of 6 for believing. Yeah, so we had the same case with Korean guy here. Very funny video, thank you Felix. Obviously there is a missing comma there, but this is very ironic comment. Of course you're not going to say that if you really find something is very funny. So he's clearly making fun out of Felix that his video is really unfunny. I haven't seen the video, so I don't know, so I can judge his judgment. Yeah, but this is quite nice communicate. I love these videos, actually laughed out loud. And again, obviously, no one is nice in real world, so no one is going to say nice words to you. If someone says, I love these videos, by these videos, he means very bad videos. People are not nice in general. 0 out of 5. Let's move to something else, for example, music videos. Okay, so Mr. Adi here is just sending emojis. This is probably because he has a stroke and he's lying on his phone, so we are not going to joke about it. Obligatory Russian. This mix is trash. It's not really nice to listen to. Obviously, he loves that mix. You're not going to comment something that you actually don't like. You're just turning it off. It shows that he has certainly above 130 IQ. So I'm going to give him 7 out of 10. Georgi Shep, Esmangonie Legien Magdzian. Kevin McGowan says, Kevin, are you a fucking Pokemon? My point is that most of the comments are not actually a communicate, they are just pure garbage. You cannot understand information, and just sometimes you can understand the emotion. Nice music, Dance Monkey. I love 2020, 2020, 2020, 2020. No copyright KKKK. Please don't look at my name. Don't look at my profile picture. I'm not going to click it. That so good. Buon 2020, ragazzi a tutti auguri. Emoji, 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 emoji. This is very good for emoji, emoji, emoji. That's my song, Ukopiet, right? Emoji, 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 emoji. Boring. Only the original Dance Monkey voice makes me pleased. I will not listen to this imposter. Rubbish. Best channel. Fuck, I have enough of that. I hope that I put a lot of thoughts in your mind. I know that I haven't answered any questions, and I wish you a nice day. See you.